You're listening to another episode of the Just Go Bike podcast, powered by RAGBRAI. This is the award-winning podcast where we are all about the culture of cycling, just for the fun of it. Your hosts are Murph from the Murphology podcast and AP from Parrot Talk. With tales from all over the nation, come for the bikes, stay for the fun, and leave with a smile. And now here is Murph.
Hey, that's me.
And AP.
Hey, that's me.
Well, hey there, AP.
Hi, Murph.
How's it going?
It's wonderful. It's a beautiful day in Des Moines, Iowa to talk about bikes, think about bikes.
Yeah, and very recently, the RAGBRAI 53 logo was unveiled, and I love it.
Me too. Corey Much, our graphic designer, did an awesome job on this year's logo. And if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go to any of the RAGBRAI online presence on RAGBRAI.com, social media, etc. You can see it there. But in basic terms, it's a water tower with cyclists riding on a bridge up towards the water tower. And it's really symbolic of something that RAGBRAI riders look forward to, enjoy seeing. And along the route, these water towers not only are the destination of riders as they're pedaling up towards the town, but they stand for the town themselves because obviously they have the town names right there on the side of them. So it stands for small town life and the accomplishment that comes with RAGBRAI.
Yeah, and you know, I have a thing for water towers. Like during the RAGBRAI inspection ride, I always try to get a photo of every single one because I think, kind of like you just said, every water tower has a little bit of personality, right?
Yeah, that's right. And like I said, as a rider, that's one of the first things you see as you get close to a town. So there's just that anticipation that goes along with it. I mean, there's a lot of that goes into the symbolism of that water tower.
Right. Okay, so there's always two things that I look forward to as I come into town. Do you remember? One of them's the water tower. Do you remember what the other one is?
I do. It's the slow down speed sign as you approach town. For cars.
Yep. As soon as you see that reduced speed ahead, then you're like, yep, that means we're getting close to town.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. It always makes me hungry to see that sign. I get the munchies.
I got the new RAGBRAI long sleeve green t-shirt, which is available online if anybody wants to get it as well. I wore it on a group ride last night and I got some really good feedback.
Yeah.
And that turned into like RAGBRAI story after RAGBRAI story. So it just turned into like a RAGBRAI gathering that I didn't know was going to happen.
I love that.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, is there on the back, there's like 3 stripes or 4 stripes and it says 53, which I know this is RAGBRAI 53. Mm-hmm. But I feel like there's maybe a tiny reference to Herbie the Love Bug. Could that be true?
Yes, there is. Corey said he tied it in intentionally because he's a fan of Herbie the Love Bug. So, yeah. I have seen that movie, but it's been a long time, and I'm not the person to ask for movie trivia. So I know that number is on Herbie the Love Bug, and it looks similar to that, but that's about where you're going to stop me on that one.
Yeah, I am also the same. I've seen the movie, but it's a really old movie. But Herbie the Love Bug is like one of those Volkswagen bugs, the old school ones. And I think he's somehow alive. And I think
that's
also...
Right. It has like eyes.
Yeah, and he races. He's in races.
Race car.
Anyway.
So, our listeners can correct us on everything we got wrong about that, but it's very cute.
And of course, we don't know the route yet, but I'm sure somebody out there, once the route's determined or once the route's announced, will make references to Herbie. But right now, we don't have any information on that.
Maybe that'll be a good homework to do before the route gets fully announced so we can be more informed. Yeah.
Right. So, of course, we can't actually ride the RAGBRAI route because A, it's not announced, and B, it doesn't happen until next July.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring back one of our popular episodes, and that's about other rides worth exploring.
Yeah.
So, and truth be told, I'm just going to be honest, these are all rides that I haven't done yet. So that was one of the factors at play when I picked them out.
Well, that's even better because it's a list for us and the listeners. So sort of a bucket list. see what we can get into. I love this episode every year. It just makes me excited for the upcoming cycling season. So let's do it.
And I think before we jump in, we have to, I mean, this is a must. We have to list RAGBRAI as our number one for obvious reasons.
Number one. That's right. RAGBRAI is the oldest, largest, and longest bike tour in the world. When I say longest, I mean 7 days, because it's a different distance every year. If you're a listener of this podcast, you probably already know how epic of a ride it is, so I don't want to get too far into it. But just as a reminder, registration for RAGBRAI opens November 15th of 2025 for July 18th through 25th in 2026. So we already know the dates. We're already getting excited. And if you know that you want to lock into those dates, you can go ahead and do that. And I just love watching registration open because you can see people from all 50 states and countries all over the world register, and they don't even know exactly what the route's going to be. So it's just so exciting. And I would be among that group of people if I was a quote unquote civilian rider now. So, yeah.
And I have the luxury of being both a civilian rider and, somebody who works on the RAGBRAI team. So I'm pretty excited to get my registration in.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, okay. So here are, in no particular order, some cool bike rides or tours that I want to experience, maybe with you, AP, if it works out. But here we go.
Okay.
I will go first. So first up is what's called the Empire State Trail. I read that this is very well maintained. It's 750 miles long. So either you'd have to do this in sections or take maybe a couple weeks to do it, I think.
Wow.
But it's basically a multi-use trail for hiking, biking, other recreational activity, mostly paved, or they have what's called compact stone, which I guess is something like limestone.
Yeah, like flattened limestone.
Yeah, generally flat. It spans basically most of New York, the state.
Wow.
So it connects New York City to Canada, Albany to Buffalo. So there are plenty of opportunities for camping and hotels from what I read. And cool things on the list. I'm sure that you want to know, right?
Of course I do.
Okay, so Empire State Trail, we've got boat locks. Some of them are active, some of them are historical. There's also just historic sites to see, which pretty much anything on the east side of the country, I feel like there's going to be lots and lots of historical places. So,
yeah.
One specific place that I would love to see, there's a 212-foot high steel cantilever bridge that was formerly a railroad bridge. And apparently it offers a 360-degree view of the Hudson River Valley.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
Yeah. So 750 miles. I don't know if I really have the time to do all of it in one stretch, but I am somebody who likes to do an end-to-end. Like, if I'm going to go do it, I'm going to do all of it.
Yeah, we'll see. Game on.
Yeah. Okay, what do you have?
All right, so my first one is the Ohio to Erie Trail. And I know you said you haven't done any rides on this list, but I thought you had done this one already.
Oh, I know. 2 years in a row, I've had it on my schedule, worked it out with some friends, and for different reasons, we had to postpone. So maybe 2026 is my year to do this.
Well, I feel like of all the ones on the list, you should put this one up top because that's a heartbreaker to have it all planned out and then not be able to go. So
I know, twice.
Yeah. So, well, just for listeners who haven't heard us talk about this one yet, for Murph, this will be a scenic 326-mile trail that links the Ohio River to Lake Erie, and it's primarily on rail trails and canal paths. So I imagine very beautiful wooded or prairie areas. This trail goes through 4 major cities in Ohio, and a lot of different quaint small towns. And just like I said, the beautiful countryside. So eventually this route will be a car-free way to connect the Ohio River in Cincinnati to Lake Erie in Cleveland. So right now, of the planned 326 miles, more than 270 are complete, but it's just not quite there yet. They got another about 50 miles to go.
Yeah. And from what I've read, and we have all the packets and the brochures, it just, like you mentioned, it just looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It just looks like cool. Plus, it's another end to end, so I'd be able to do the entire state of Ohio.
Yeah, and it has some really cool highlights beyond just sort of the scenery, which include some state parks and some awesome small towns. So lots of rest stops along the way, and then some historical covered bridges, which is pretty neat. One that the trail features is called the Bridge of Dreams in Brinkhaven, and it's a 370-foot covered bridge over the Mohican River.
Ooh.
So,
I mean, it's hard to beat the Iowa covered bridges, but it looks like Ohio might have a little run for our money.
Yeah, right up there. I mean, as someone who loves to do social media, a 370-foot covered bridge is my dream come true. So I would love to come across that on the trail. So sounds like an awesome tour of Ohio, and anyone who's a fan of the Iowa countryside, you might as well give this one a shot if you're ever in the area. So
yeah.
All right, So go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, both of the rides that we just talked about, you can do them anytime. It would be something that you would just grab a bunch of friends, or I'm sure that each of those states have like touring companies that offer tours. But for the most part, it's like you go to a website, you get the map, and you plan your own trip. So
yeah.
But here's one. Oh, were you going to say something?
Well, I was just thinking that, these would be fun to do sort of on the spur of the moment. If you live anywhere near them, you could go, the weather's going to be nice, or in the fall, if the colors are going to be popping, hopping over to the trail, because I bet they're going to be stunning.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so this next event is an event you register for. It's called TOMRV, and this is a long-standing organized ride that happens right here in Iowa, and I am sad to say I've never done it. How about you?
Well, this one is the Erie Trail for me because I was registered to do it, and weather happened, and I was unable to ride. So it was something that I almost got to participate in, but not quite. So it's on my list for sure.
The 2026 event happens on June 6th and 7th. So you and I will probably not be participating in this because we'll be on the ride inspection ride, I think.
You're right. So it's going to have to stay on the bucket list, but it would be an excellent training ride for people who want to do RAGBRAI.
Yeah. So TOMRV, it's going to be back for, I think it's 48th year. I think they took a couple of years off, so I may be off a little bit on that. But it is all kinds of scenic routes, unforgettable experiences. They are right on the Mississippi River, which is why it's called TOMRV. That stands for Tour of the Mississippi River Valley.
Yeah.
It's organized by the Quad Cities Bike Club, and it's kind of like a out and back. So it's a 2-day cycling adventure along the Mississippi River Valley. You can do a century, which is 100 miles. Actually, I think one day is almost like 112.
Wow.
So if you're up for that, or if you're just looking for a scenic challenge, there are shorter routes available too on TOMRV.
Yeah. If you've ridden RAGBRAI, you'll know usually the last day is very hilly, and this would be a whole day of that kind of terrain where it's really stunning, like overlooks and bluffs and hills all along the Mississippi River. So, I mean, I would do it for the scenery alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're in social media, Andrea. You're going to do it for the photos.
Oh, for the gram. Yeah, absolutely. That too.
So TOMRV, typically they offer camping, or for a fee, you can stay in the dorms at Loras College and like relive your college years. You know, like maybe they do big parties and stuff while you're in there.
There you go. So
actually,
I
doubt
don't have to study for anything.
Yeah, after 100 miles, I think I would just be like, I'm going to eat and go to bed.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But for this event, registration opens in December, and I think the cost is about $250. So
okay, yeah.
If you're interested in doing this, you know, if you're in Iowa or coming to Iowa in June, go to QCBC, which stands for Quad City Bike Club, qcbc.org, and you can get more information and maybe put on your calendar to get registered in December.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, what do you have?
So for me, this is my last event that I'm going to suggest on this episode, and it's not really an event, it's an iconic trail, the High Trestle Trail, here in my backyard.
Yeah.
It's actually in Ankeny, Iowa, which is just north of Des Moines. It's 25 miles of rail trail, or basically a decommissioned railroad line that's been converted to a multi-use trail. So what I'm saying is that the trail is pretty much smooth and flat the whole way. There's some slight elevation gain as you go along, but it's really a beautiful, easy ride from Ankeny up to Woodward and back. The communities along the trail, they know they got a good thing going, and they have some really awesome bike-friendly stops as you go along, from bars to restaurants to just like nice rest areas. It's really a biker's dream. The High Trestle Trail bridge itself is just 2.6 miles west of Madrid, which is one of the towns along the route. And it is Madrid, not Madrid, so get it right. And as you go there towards the bridge itself, which is the highlight of this whole trail, you get some other bridges and unique old structures like tunnels along the way. So there's a lot of interest as you're biking on this trail. And I can say that from experience.
Yeah, because I think you and I have done this many times, this actual trail. But I will say, like you mentioned, the towns that really embrace the bike culture, like I can think of at least 2, maybe 3 restaurants that are literally like you bike right into their, outdoor patio.
Yeah.
So it's, you can see them from the trail, you can make stops, you can do all of that kind of stuff. So that part's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat. It's a biker's destination for sure. When you reach the bridge, now I got to say, the bridge is not for those who have a severe fear of heights. You have to be a little bit brave to go on this because you can see, when they say you can see a panoramic view of the Des Moines River Valley, you can see, and I believe in a previous episode, I've called it a gorge or like a canyon.
That's right, you did.
Or like, a depression. But it's a river valley, and it's 13 stories high, this bridge. And it's a full half mile long. So it's stunning. And there are 6 viewing platforms, so there's always a place for you to stop and take pictures safely. And enjoy the view if you're someone who likes that kind of thing. Otherwise, try to go for a real fast half mile because it's up there. But if you do this after dark, you won't be able to see as far. But the bridge itself is lit up with some really cool blue lights that are on steel frames along the way. And I believe these lights are a tribute to the mining that happened in this area back in the day. Like sort of like the structure that they would... like trusses that you would use to hold up a mine.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's actually, when you say iconic, it's for sure iconic. Like you can see lots of photos and framed pictures that people put up there.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say, you know how you're saying fear of heights, right? But I mean, it's a concrete steel structure. It's not like it's wiggly or it's not like what do you call those bridges that you and I have been on that kind of rock back and forth.
Yes, this is reminding me of Esterville when we were on that suspension bridge.
Suspension bridge.
I was jumping up and down. Yeah. No. It's nothing like that. It's very, very, very solid. I mean, a train was able to pass over it safely. So you will be able to as well without moving.
Yeah.
So fun fact, though, before I finish up this little segment, I got to say the High Trestle Trail was recently connected to the Raccoon River Valley Trail. So there's a 9-mile paved trail that links these 2 trail systems. So the trail is between Perry and Woodward, and Woodward is sort of the farthest north point of this High Trestle Trail. So with this connection, you could now ride a continuous 120-mile paved loop, which is pretty darn cool in my opinion.
It's super cool. And both Perry and Woodward have also embraced cycling.
Definitely.
Like Perry is known for a really, really cool old hotel that one of the rooms is RAGBRAI themed.
That's right. I
thought
you were going to say one of the rooms is haunted, and I was going to say that's right. I don't think it's the RAGBRAI room that's haunted, but you'll have to judge for yourself.
Yeah, I have stayed in the RAGBRAI room, and I don't recall seeing a framed photo of you, AP. What is there?
No, nothing's perfect, So,
I know there's a frame or a photo or a drawing or some sort of caricature of Jim Green, one of the old RAGBRAI directors. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and our buddy Dan McKay. I think he's in there too.
He's in there too. So it's pretty neat. I highly recommended the whole trail, both the Raccoon River Valley Trail and the High Trestle Trail, or ideally both.
And I guess if you are female live or want to go to the Ankeny area, I don't know if it's going to happen in 2026, but for quite a few years, we have done what's called the Pigtails Ride.
Ooh, yes.
And that's kind of a women-specific ride the Iowa Bicycle Coalition puts on, and it is on the High Trestle Trail, and you can actually get up and ride with other women and go to the bridge, get your photo taken. AP and I have done it many times.
Yeah, that's a fun one. Highly recommend that. You can find out about that one on I think it's pigtailsride.com, or the Iowa Bicycle Coalition website will surely have information about it. So,
yep.
All right, Murph, let's hear your final recommendation for 2026.
Okay, so last we go to the state of Idaho.
Ooh.
Have you ever been to Idaho?
No. And you know what's funny is when I hear the word Idaho, the first thing that comes to mind is not potatoes, but Team Jedi Mustard. Our friends.
Yes, I have that sticker on my laptop.
I'm looking at my sticker on my laptop as well. So
this is a trail that has been on my list for a while.
Yeah.
I'm talking probably 10 years. And if I can nail down logistics, it will happen. But from Iowa to Idaho, that is a very lengthy drive or flight, and figuring out your bike. And then once you get to Idaho, it's pretty darn rural. So then you've got to figure out how to get all the way up north to where this route is.
Yeah, but I bet that all that traveling's worth it. I mean,
for
such
sure,
a different landscape. And anyway, I'll let you describe it.
Yeah. Okay. So first trail is called the Route of the Hiawatha. This is a scenic trail. It's only 15 miles long, but it features 10 large train tunnels. I think almost all of them you actually get to ride or bike through.
That's cool.
7 sky-high trestles.
Wow.
Which I don't even know what that means, if that means kind of like the High Trestle Bridge, or if it's got to be photo op worthy for sure.
Photo op. Yeah.
Yes. And the Route of the Hiawatha was named a Rail Trail Hall of Fame trail, which is something that the Rail to Trail Conservancy issues out. So I think, maybe less than 50 trails across the United States have been named a Rail Trail Hall of Famer.
Wow.
So this is pretty cool. So then you're like, Murph, why would you go to Idaho for 15 miles? And I think we've already stated photos.
I don't think we need to question that. I know you would go to somewhere to bike 15 miles.
You're right.
But sorry, continue.
Yeah. So also in Idaho, there is what is called the Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes. And this is a 73-mile trail.
Ooh.
And this one, I'm pretty sure that the Route of the Hiawatha is either limestone or gravel, or like maybe not. It's a little bit more rustic, but the Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes is paved or asphalt. So we're talking 73 miles of fairly smooth, not steep inclines happening, that sort of thing. So this sounds very, very appealing to me.
Yeah. I mean, our notes say that it's one of the most spectacular and popular trails in the Western U.S., and I can see why based on, the distance, the paved, the location. I mean, everything sounds wonderful.
And several companies, like when I was researching this, there are lots of companies that offer guided tours. So you could sign up to do, if this is a 2-day ride or a 3-day ride, where you can be with a tour guide and they help you with camping and food. Or you can just do it on your own, which is probably what I'll be doing. Probably grab a group of friends that are willing to drive a long ways and go get this done. But you can do both the Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes and also the Route of the Hiawatha as one big trip. So
that's cool.
Gosh, it just sounds so exciting.
Yeah, I would love that.
So I know we have, I have a very long bucket list. We could keep going on and on and on, but I think this is kind of a good time to wrap it up. But I have to include a couple of honorable mentions here, if that's okay with you.
All right, lay them on me. Let's go.
Okay, so they didn't make the list simply because I've already done them.
Okay.
You'll have to tell me if you've done any of these. I think maybe one of them you've done, but all of these, I think, or most of them, I have podcast episodes about.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
If it's something that you're curious about, listener, you can go to our show notes, and the links to all these episodes are in there. So
cool.
First one, Mickelson Trail in South Dakota. I did this one, I think, 2 years ago. It was epic as far as views and wildlife, and there was like one whole day, it was like 30 miles of climbing, so it was not a flat trail, but just so scenic and beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you done that one?
Nope. But I have heard it recommended a lot.
Okay, yeah. And then next one is the Gap Trail, which is the Great Allegheny Passage. That's on the east side of the country. Several years ago, I did the Gap Trail and then ended up doing the trail that takes us into Washington, D.C.
Ooh.
That was also beautiful. It was pretty darn rustic, and we were doing it right on the edge of a hurricane rolling in. So we had some pretty significant weather going on. We had to chop down or move a lot of trees out of the way while we were biking. So it was way more of an adventure than maybe it needed to be, but dang, it was fun.
Seriously. Sounds like it.
Yep. Okay, this one I'm pretty sure that you've done segments of, but the Katy Trail in Missouri?
Nope.
What?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know, and I used to live in St. Louis, so.
Oh, wow.
I know.
So Katy Trail kind of spans all of Missouri. I have an end-to-ender patch to prove that I've done this one, but it is so, so cool. It's all limestone-ish, lots of cute little towns to visit. So Katy Trail is one of them.
Is it hilly? Is the Katy Trail hilly?
No,
okay.
It is not. It is also a real trail. Although there are segments of it that get kind of curvy, which, clearly means that they went away from where the railroad was to probably just to, for landowner's sake or something like that. Who knows? And then the last one is the Paul Bunyan Trail in Minnesota, which was quite an adventure as well. That one has lots of elevation. We stayed at a campground that had a sign on the restroom door that said bear sighting within the last 48 hours or something like that. So I was like, oh, I'm so glad that I saw that in the morning and not at night because I was in a tent.
Yeah, seriously. Woo.
So that one's way up northern Minnesota.
I love northern Minnesota. It's so beautiful. I have not ridden this trail either, but I would love to go up there just because Minnesota is so cool. Give you flashbacks to last year's RAGBRAI when we peeked up into Minnesota. That's hardly northern Minnesota, but it was Minnesota.
Yeah. And it's called the Paul Bunyan Trail, so there are plenty of Paul Bunyan statues and references along the whole trail.
Hopefully
cool.
Plenty of flapjacks to eat.
Guy, I wonder if I did have any flapjacks. I don't know if I did.
Yeah, well, you have to go back.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put the links in our show notes, so if anybody wants to learn more. But I think that's a wrap for 2026 interesting rides.
No, I'm all jazzed up. I'm going to have to go do some indoor training because I want to get out there and bike in 2026.
Yeah, me
Oh, wait,
too.
no, actually, I said it wrong. I'm going to have to just go bike in 2026.
Oh. Yeah, let's go. Let's just go bike.
Well, listeners, that is it for today. We want to thank you for tuning in to listen to the Just Go Bike podcast. If you would like to contact Murph and AP with a comment about the podcast, or maybe even you have a topic in mind, you can reach us at justgobikepodcast@gmail.com. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook and watch our intros on YouTube. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast, especially if you're a fan. That is going to do it for this week. Until next time,
Just go bike.
Theme song by Ryan Steer, logo by Suzanne Milosevic, produced by Kathy Murphy, social media by Andrea Parrott, intro by Pumpkin. Until next time, just go bike.